enjoy just looking at Mumbai again. Very efficient, finished things off the way we expected. And the engine being at the back doesn't always mean you have to go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It means you have that assurance that you can finish the job.
No, exactly. I mean, I think there was a point being made here by Surya Kumar Yadav and Quinton de Kock that, look, the engine's not at the back. We guys run the engine. We're up front. The runs were scored up front, and really it's Quinton de Kock and Surya Kumar Yadav who finished this game off. Because by the time they finished off, and look at it, 7.33 is okay, because you're chasing 160, it's okay. 8.5 and 10.4 in those periods, in 7 to 10 and 11 to 15, is outstanding. That means you just never allowed the spinners, the Delhi spinners, the much wanted Delhi spinners to sort of put a chokehold on your scoring. And Surya Kumar Yadav was wonderful that way. I think what he does very well is what very high class batsmen do. Michael would have seen somebody like a Brian Lara. Against spin, Surya has that rare gift of being able to manipulate the field. That means he just waits for you to move a little bit, then he hits you through the gap. Then when you move the fielder out there, he hits you through the other gap. He just does that so well against international attacks, against any kind of spin attack, that everyone who looks at him, especially the international commentators, they look at him and say, why is this guy not playing for India? And of course, that's a question that hopefully should be answered, shouldn't have to be asked in the next year or so.
Yeah, I mean, he played a while at Kolkata and then popped over, originally, of course, from Mumbai. But interesting you should mention that, because all those runs that he was scoring and de Kock after a certain point, that 10.4 we saw in that third quadrant was the contrast between them and Delhi. Delhi were just scoring a runner ball between 11 and 15. And that, I think, Michael, cost them that extra 15 or 20 runs when Shikhar Dhawan was trying to find form, but they were also looking for a score.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very important point. Shikhar Dhawan, for the kind of overall tournament, they need him back in form. So even though he didn't quite get to his main straps today, I just wonder, by him playing for 20 overs and playing the way that he did for the next game or two, it might just pay them back with the innings and the time in the middle that he's just spent. He'll be the first to admit that he didn't quite get into his groove in terms of the power hitting. But when you get your opening batsman batting 20 overs, and particularly with him getting near on 70, you always expect a few more cameos. I thought the Stoinis, we talked about it at the halfway house, the Stoinis dismissal was crucial, because if he'd have faced another 10 balls, they would have got to 175, and who knows how that chase would have been, chasing a few more. But the Mumbai Indians, they're always very, very strong. They're always very professional. And I thought in that chase tonight, they almost just sent a message to the rest of the tournament that the champions are around. They're playing the same team pretty much every game. They may have to just play one or two more players over the course of the next few games to get them some game time, but they look like the team to beat.